I was there when Dre told me he would sell his soul to the devil for $1 million. And I swear right now, devil got to have a receipt for his ass.
I just put this video together just to see, you know, just to get your opinions and see what everyone thinks, and just seeing what a lot of artists have been saying, you know, over the years, and what their feelings are on the subject of, you know, devil worshipping and Satanism within hip hop. You know, I grew up, hip hop had a great influence on me. It has an influence all over the world, a very big influence. You know, whether it may be positive or negative. And there's a lot of things that happen where it just makes you sit back and think, like, what is really going on? What is really going on in hip hop? Why are there certain, you know, hand signs, certain symbols and certain imagery that's portrayed within, you know, not just in hip hop, but in music and the entertainment industry, even in fashion. But I just want to make the video just to go through certain, you know, certain things that artists have been saying, have said, certain things they have done. I just want to go through the subject of, you know, Satanism, devil worshipping, and you know, New World Order, Illuminati. You know, this subject in hip hop.
Yeah, I've been in the studio at night with Tupac after he died, remixing his "Don't do that little eye," like don't do that. No, you know, Tupac has a way of, his voice kind of low key like haunts the studio a little bit.
Get the fuck out of here.
I wish I was lying. Make your hair stand up, bro. It's shit be happening in the studio that make the engineers afraid, and they get up and walk away from the board. I seen it happen at Henson recording in LA on La Brea.
Damn.
Even the track DJ Quick, you know, it's called Moroccan Blues. Hey player. You know, I love the beat. I love this track. But just listen to what he says here.
So stop scheming on mine, get your in line, because hip-hop is the music of the devil. So go and bring a beat machine, but don't forget your shell, because hip-hop is the music of the devil. So
he says hip-hop is the music of the devil. And that's very disappointing as a hip-hop fan. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear, you know, devil being mentioned like that in hip-hop. And in this interview, Nori talks about a certain situation that he went through, and you know, Nori was talking about how he was approached and was given these options, whether, you know, he wants to take this option or this option or this option, and whether to maintain his success in his career and see where he can be.
But it's a level of success where it's a door. It's a door. When you platinum and you getting 50,000 a show, I've been there. There's a door that you could walk in. I'm not sure if it's homo or if it's Illuminati. I just didn't take that though. I went straight.
What do you mean?
Listen. When you get to a level of success, when you getting 30, 40, 50,000 a show, you platinum, you running across the world. There's 3 different doors, right? There's 3 different ways to walk. There's to the left, there's to the right, and then there's straight. Straight is you're on your own. Let's see if you continue this success, young man. Okay. Let's see if it's all about your skills, young man. Let's really see that. Okay. When you went straight. To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight. But I was offered these doors.
It's just you were offered some gay shit?
I don't, no. I'm saying that to the right when I seen it, those was those guys over there. You know what I'm saying? Those different people, which I have no problem with. You know, that's y'all. You feel me? And I just chose to go straight, and I haven't been platinum since.
Whether you believe it or not, you know, there is a spirit world out there, and people are playing with it. You know, some people are doing it intentionally. They know what they're doing. They know what they're playing with. But a majority of people, they don't believe. So they won't understand. They say, no, it's nothing serious. It's just just artists having fun, just expressing themselves. But people who know, who are well, in touch, and they know what's going on. They know about the spirit world. They know what's going on. So in this video, I'm just putting a few pieces together and just dwell on the subject and see what you guys think. You leave your comments, and it's well appreciated. Another person who was close to Tupac. His name was Napoleon of the Outlaws, Tupac's group. And he converted to Islam, and he's talking about how a person he knew personally, she was involved with the dog pound and things she's experienced. So I'll let him talk about it. But in the beginning, he says there was a rap group that actually spoke to demons and devils, Satans, whatever you want to call them. But as a Muslim, he's using the Islamic terms, the shaitan, the shayateen, or the jinn. But these translate in English as ghosts, ghouls, spirits, whatever you want to call them. And he's talking about a rap group that conversate with them, who speak to the other side, to the spirits. He doesn't mention the rap group. He doesn't mention them by name, but it's quite clear he's talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony. So he's talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony and how they talk with the other side. And Bone Thugs were deeply into it. They were assigned to Ruthless Records, which was Easy's label, and on their covers they had like Ouija boards on them, and they had some weird shit. But I'll fit that in maybe in another episode. But in this episode, just go through this.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, being involved in the music industry, there's so much corruption in this music industry, and there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that is very wild when it actually comes to light. And yes, I know some people personally. I won't mention their name, and we asked a lot of guide them to Islam. It's a very, very famous rap group that sold maybe 30-40 million records worldwide. They used to actually be engagement and talking to devils, jinns, and worshiping the shaitan. And they told me stories how they used to be aided by the shayateen, and they was aided by the jinns and aided by the devils. So you have this in the music industry. You have verses where Snoop Dogg, for example, may Allah guide him to Islam, he had a song where he actually was having a conversation with the devil. And in the middle of the song, he actually said that he sold his soul to the devil. So you have a corruption that happens in the music industry that's very different than any other entertainment. And this is why you see some of them always have some bad endings if Allah don't guide them. And this is why the scholars say about the people in the music industry is that it's only from the mercy of Allah that they will actually make it from that industry. It's a very corrupt industry. And I'm gonna end it with a story about your question that happened when I first accepted the religion Islam. It was a lady. She was friends of my cousins and the wife of my cousin. And when my cousin accepted Islam and his wife accepted Islam, she came to the house and she said that I practice every religion except for Islam. She said before, the last religion that I practiced was a religion called Wicca or something like that, where they sell their soul to the devil. And she said this is a woman who never heard of jinns. This is a woman who never heard of the unseen. Wicca, thank you. She said that she used to be in conversation with the jinns, the devils, the ghosts that some people might call it. And she said to the point that the jinn would come carry her, and she would be able to see certain things that her friends was doing, and she would call her friends and she would tell them about, I seen you do this last night, and they would be very shocked. And then she said she was dating someone from the Dog Pound, which is a crew that used to hang with Snoop Dogg. And she said when the jinn came to us, and we hear these stories from Islam, that they will come and they will give you pieces, they will break you off slowly but surely, and they pretend that they will help you and they will aid you, but eventually they want you to do some immoral things. She said at the end, the shaitan or the jinn who was helping her came to her and said, we need you to have one more thing. When you do this last thing, we're going to put you on a whole nother level, for example. And just to mention what she said, not to go into details, they asked her to do something that was very, very immoral with not only the dog pound, with Snoop Dogg, but the whole crew. And she said ever since that day, she walked away and she stopped dealing with this religion because of the thing that it asked her to do at the end. And she started to investigate Islam. When she heard about the unseen, that Muslims believe in the jinns, and when she read about stuff describing the jinns and describing the shaitan, she knew instantly that this is who she was dealing with. So you have this in this industry, and it's a very corrupt industry, and this is why it's very important that the Muslims, we should stay away from that.
Another person was DJ Who Kid. DJ Who Kid was, you know, the DJ for 50 Cent. He was in the video for In the Club. You see him DJing in that video, and you know, he mixed with a lot of people, a lot of bigwigs out there. He mixed with a lot of people, and in his interview, he's talking about how he DJed in the Middle East and DJed for Colonel Gaddafi's family and his sons, and when he was there and certain things happened, and I let him, you know, go through it, let him explain it.
Me, I've only accepted the secret society from my experiences. Me traveling the world, meeting billionaires, and the way they fucking react to certain situations, like, you know, regular people want to react to. You know, like one example would be, you know, I hung out with like the Gaddafis. I used to DJ a lot of events for them. But Gaddafis is like the sons of, you know, every time you give them a pound, yeah, come on, yeah. Every time you would give them a pound, you know, I put my guns up, but that's a hip hop pose.
Right.
But
and he thought you was doing a sign or some shit, right?
Thought I was doing a sign because, you know, a lot of people talk about the signs they've done and they communicate through photos. But that was my first experience where I saw that maybe they do use photos and handshakes as a way to communicate with each other. Like to say, yo, I'm in America and I'm handling business or I'm doing this. Because he was like, oh, because the first thing he told me, oh, that's the new sign. Because for me to know him, maybe he assumed that I'm supposed to understand his world. You know what I'm saying? So me seeing him tell me, yo, this is the new sign. I was like, what are you talking about? This is a new sign. I'm just doing a fucking hip hop gun joint right here. This is not no fucking. I'm not secret. I'm
He's like, new sign.
I paid to come here to hang with you, like, you know, like. But that's when I woke up. And plus, he's like a billionaire, you know. And plus, the way they used to talk is like, you know, they look at the world like they just don't give a fuck about nothing. Like where I would worry about my bills or worry about going home. They were like, oh, whatever, man, I'm just good. Fuck bitches today and enjoy life, coke everywhere. Like, it was crazy. I was like, yo, I mean, I didn't know people think like that or live like that.
Right.
But I always thought that it was weird. Like, that's only one experience, but I created this, I knew one of the last Renaissance painters. His name is Mr. Melamid. He was the guy who did the elephant paintings. A lot of people look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm stupid and I fuck with hip hop, but I'm not ignorant. Like, I fuck with Swiss beats, but I love art and stuff like that. So what I did is, the last of the Renaissance painters, I had him paint. He was painting the Vatican, like all the bishops, nuns, priests, and you know, eventually, you know, all the higher ups. So I said, yo, why don't you paint? I was joking with him because his son is like my best friend. You know, the Jewish guy. His son's my best homeboy. And Dan the Man, he does all my videos. So I was like, yo, let's, you know, why don't we get Snoop Dogg? Get your father to pay Snoop, because his father's like the last of the fucking, like, that's it. Like, he escaped Hitler. He went from fucking concentration camps to Israel. I don't know how he even got here. But his paintings are like $1 million each, and he did the elephant painting shit. So I was like, why don't you paint Snoop and Diddy and Kanye and everybody, right? So then he was like, what? fuck it, let's get my father to do it. So I was like, you serious? So what we did is I got him to paint Snoop, 50, Kanye, the whole hip hop community. And then I was in Israel, I was in Italy touring one time. So I was touring, he's still painting or doing his work, but this time he was in the Vatican. So I was in Milan, he was like, yo, come to the Vatican. I was like, what? What do you mean come to the Vatican? Yo, come to the Vatican. I'm painting 2 bishops today, and I got like 3 nuns. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I can get in there? He's like, let's come to the Vatican, man. So I get there. I was like, what the fuck? Yo, once I got there, I had to show like 2 pieces of ID, and they fucking scanned me with some stupid shit, and they went in my ass, no homo, finger in my butt, like make sure I ain't got shit. So I went in there, and he's painting like all the fucking priests in there, and then this bishop came out. So I'm like, oh shit, this is like the bishop that's near the, like he's close to the Pope, like he's like 3rd in line or whatever. So I'm just like, yo, I don't want to hear no fucking conversations. Like, you know, what if they say something and they would have killed me later? So I'm like quiet, and then the bishop's like, yo, what up? I was like, what do you mean, yo, what up? What do you mean, what up? What do you mean, what up? Like, I don't want to hear what up. Like, I want to hear, like, oh, like, some God shit. He's like, yo, what up, yo? What's popping? Like, because he knew I was black, and I was like, I was dressed like I was cool.
Right.
But he was just like, yo, what up? What are you talking about? We're all human, you know? Like, you know, we have sex in here. I mean, I know you look at us like we're like godly fucking, you know, toys for the Lord or whatever, but we're humans. I mean, we just like, you know, we just love our jobs. It's like, you know, we love what we do. But then they started kicking it about ill shit. I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear anymore. Like, but it's like, I was shocked. And I look at the Vatican and I look at priests different now. You always look at them generically. Like, they're just like, you know, they work for Jesus, they work for God, but they're actually on some other shit. And I heard mad other shit, like, even the talk about the nuns fucking was too much for me. Like, that was it. I was like, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here.